Terence Crawford. El orgulloso guerrero de Guadalajara, Saúl Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford are set to collide in a bout that could define their legacies and reshape the landscape of boxing forever. This isn't just a fight, it's a spectacle, a clash of titans, and a debate that's already igniting passion across the boxing world. Let's talk about how we got here. Canelo Alvarez, the pride of Mexico, has spent his career climbing through weight classes, collecting belts, and taking down some of the biggest names in the sport. Starting at super welterweight and eventually conquering the light heavyweight division, Canelo has faced it all: power punchers, technical boxers, and everything in between. His resume includes victories over legends like Gennady Golovkin, Sergey Kovalev, and Miguel Cotto. With his recent win against Edgar Berlanga to retain his WBC, WBA, and WBO super middleweight titles, Canelo continues to reign supreme at 168 pounds. On the other hand, we have Terence "Bud" Crawford, a fighter who has quietly and methodically dominated every division he's entered. Undefeated and a four-division world champion, Crawford has showcased his unmatched versatility in boxing IQ. His ability to switch hit, adapt mid-fight, and dismantle opponents with surgical precision has earned him a reputation as one of the most feared fighters of his generation. After moving up to 154 pounds and defeating Israel Madrimov to claim the WBA super welterweight title, Crawford has proven he's not just great, he's extraordinary. But as we approach this dream matchup, one question looms large: can Crawford handle the jump to 168 pounds? For Crawford, moving up 14 pounds beyond his most recent fight weight presents a monumental challenge. While his supporters believe his speed, adaptability, and tactical brilliance will help him overcome the size disadvantage, skeptics argue that bulking up could compromise his stamina and agility, two of his greatest assets. On the flip side, Canelo Alvarez is no stranger to facing bigger opponents. Having fought and defeated the likes of Callum Smith and Sergey Kovalev, Canelo knows how to adapt his power and technique against larger frames. However, some argue that Crawford's elusive style and ability to switch stances could present a unique challenge Canelo hasn't faced before. Weight may be a factor, but boxing is as much about skill and strategy as it is about size. As anticipation builds for this mega fight, predictions are flooding in from all corners of the boxing world, each offering a unique perspective on what could be the defining matchup of the decade. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the eyes of fans, analysts, and former champions are locked on what could unfold when Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez finally meet in the ring. The tension is palpable, and it's more than just the clash of two champions, it's a moment that could define boxing history. Terence "Bud" Crawford, a man known for his incredible boxing intelligence and versatility, has set the stage for the fight with a statement that reverberated across the sport. Crawford declared, "I just want the opportunity to fight the best fighter of my generation." It's a bold declaration that goes beyond words. Crawford's message isn't just about stepping into the ring to collect another title, it's about testing himself against a fighter whose legacy is already cemented. Crawford understands that a win over Canelo would not only solidify his own place in boxing history but also prove that his skill set transcends weight classes. But Crawford's move up to 168 pounds against the larger Canelo brings a complex mix of potential, danger, and uncertainty. His hunger to prove himself as the best only adds fuel to the fire surrounding this fight, heightening the anticipation with every passing day. Not everyone shares the same optimism for Canelo in this fight, and one of the loudest voices of dissent comes from two-time world champion and boxing analyst Tim Bradley. Bradley, known for his brash opinions and sharp insight, has been vocal in his belief that Crawford is the fighter who will come out on top. In no uncertain terms, Bradley stated, "Crawford is going to beat the brakes off Canelo Alvarez." It's a prediction that sent shockwaves through the boxing community. According to Bradley, Crawford's agility, sharpness, and ability to adapt mid-fight will expose holes in Canelo's defense. Bradley points to Crawford's footwork and boxing IQ as the key factors that will disrupt Canelo's game. For Crawford, it's not just about power, it's about outthinking and outmaneuvering his opponent, and Bradley believes that's exactly what he'll do when the two meet. Adding more fuel to the fire, boxing legend James Toney weighed in with his own controversial prediction. Toney, who has never shied away from voicing his opinions, boldly claimed, "Easy win for Crawford. Canelo isn't on Crawford's level." Toney's words didn't just ruffle feathers, they ignited an entire debate. By dismissing Canelo's dominance at super middleweight in his power, Tony's statement has been met with fierce pushback. While Tony acknowledged Crawford's superior boxing skills, he went so far as to say that Canelo's size and strength wouldn't be enough to handle Crawford's style. Critics argue that Tony's prediction is overly dismissive of Canelo's experience and ringcraft. Tony's bold stance has added an extra layer of drama to the already heated discussions surrounding the fight. Is Crawford really on a different level, or is Tony underestimating the heart and determination that Canelo has shown throughout his career? As for Canelo Alvarez, he's not backing down from the challenge. In fact, Canelo has been unfazed by the growing chorus of Crawford supporters and analysts predicting his downfall. Easy money, Canelo remarked, dismissing the notion that Crawford represents a legitimate threat to his reign. Canelo's confidence isn't without foundation. After all, he has spent the last decade dismantling some of the best in boxing, including Miguel Cotto, Gennady Golovkin, and Sergey Kovalev. His win against Edgar Berlanga in September further cemented his dominance at 168 pounds, leading Canelo to feel as though he's on a different plane than Crawford, who would have to jump up in weight for the fight. Canelo also added, "Weight classes exist for a reason." This statement speaks to his belief that Crawford's move up to 168 pounds could be his undoing. After all, Crawford has mostly fought at welterweight, 147 pounds, and even at super lightweight, 140 pounds, and the 14-pound difference to 168 could have significant consequences on his speed, power, and overall effectiveness in the ring. Canelo believes that Crawford's agility may be dulled at the higher weight, and that his own size, strength, and experience against bigger opponents will play a crucial role in securing victory. However, this sheer confidence has led some critics to question whether Canelo's focus has shifted. Has he become complacent, seeing this fight as just another payday rather than a true test? And could this overconfidence be his downfall? We've seen great champions fall before when they underestimated their opponents, and while Canelo has every reason to be confident, his dismissive attitude could be the opening Crawford needs to exploit. On the flip side, Canelo has faced his fair share of criticism throughout his career. Some detractors accuse him of cherry-picking opponents, choosing fights that seem safe rather than taking on the most challenging matchups. The idea that Canelo might see Crawford as an easy win, especially given the weight difference, has fueled this narrative. Could Canelo be underestimating the threat Crawford poses? Or is this just the mindset of a man who has conquered nearly every challenge thrown his way? As the fight edges closer, this controversy will continue to swirl around Canelo's readiness for the challenge Crawford represents. Beyond the action in the ring, this fight is a financial juggernaut. With $750 million on the line, the bout is poised to rival, if not surpass, historic fights like Mayweather vs Pacquiao and Mayweather vs McGregor. Pay-per-view sales, ticket revenue, sponsorship deals, and broadcasting rights are all set to break records. Adding to the spectacle is the growing influence of Saudi Arabia in the world of boxing negotiations. Turki Al-Sheikh, chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, has played a pivotal role in bringing this fight closer to reality. While Las Vegas will host the bout, the negotiations underscore the global nature of boxing's biggest events. With so much money at stake, both fighters are pushing for massive paydays and favorable terms. But for the fans, the true reward is the opportunity to witness a once-in-a-lifetime clash. Make no mistake, this fight is about more than belts or money. It's about legacy. For Canelo Alvarez, it's an opportunity to cement his place as the face of boxing and silence the critics who accuse him of cherry-picking opponents. A victory would solidify his dominance across multiple weight classes and generations. For Terence Crawford, this fight represents a chance to achieve the impossible. Beating Canelo would not only elevate him into the pantheon of boxing greats but also prove that skill and determination can overcome size and power. It's a chance for Crawford to define his career as more than just a champion, to become a legend. So, here's the question. Is this the biggest fight of our generation, or just another overhyped spectacle? Will Canelo's size and power prove too much for Crawford, or will Crawford's brilliance and adaptability expose the cracks in Canelo's armor? The debate rages on, and the only way to find out is to watch these two champions collide in the ring. The stage is set, the stakes are high, and history is waiting to be made. What do you think? Can Crawford defy the odds, or will Canelo once again prove why he's the king of the sport? Let us know your predictions in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for all the latest updates on this epic showdown. Until next time, fight fans, stay tuned, because the fight of the decade is almost here.